You and me, let's talk tripods today. When I put my camera on a tripod, I need to trust that it will keep it safe. A fall can easily cost over 10,000 euro in camera gear and ruin an entire photo shoot or travel assignment. That's why I invested in two of the best tripod systems money can buy. The Gitzo Traveler Series 2 and the Gitzo Systematic Series 5 Giant. Which one do I actually use for 70% of my shots? And what should you really consider when choosing a tripod? That's exactly what I'll show you in this video. If you're new here, my name is Albrecht Voss and I'm an architectural photographer. My work has been recognized in some of the biggest photography competitions in the world, including the Hasselblad Masters and the Sony World Photography Awards, and has been featured in magazines and exhibitions around the globe. I work with international architectural firms and hotels, and here I share what I've learned from 15 years as a full-time photographer. So let's get right into it. I'm a bit of a tripod nerd. 15 years ago, before I even bought a second lens, I got myself a tripod for my camera. As an architectural photographer, I shoot most of my images using a tripod. Over the years, I've gone through all kinds of tripods, from Manfrotto to Benro, Faisal and Peak Design, but eventually I landed on the ultimate premium tripod brand, Gitzo. Let's start with the Gitzo Traveler Series 2. It costs around 560 euro and features 4 leg sections, giving it a compact folded length of just 44.5 centimeter or 17.5 inches. At 1.3 kilogram or just under 3 pounds and with a maximum height of 155 centimeter or 61 inches, when fully extended, it strikes a great balance between portability and working height. At 186 centimeter or 6.1 inches tall, I can work almost fully upright with it, which has saved my back over the years. With a maximum load capacity of 12 kilogram or 26.4 pounds, I can confidently mount a technical camera with a medium format digital back, a filter system, a flash trigger, and even an iPad. No issues at all. The minimum shooting height is just 22 centimeter or 8.6 inches. If I need a ground level perspective, I can flip the legs 180 degrees and mount the camera upside down. It fits easily in a carry-on suitcase and attaches securely to any standard camera backpack. The Gitzo Traveler G-Lock system allows me to unlock all leg sections of one leg with just a single twist. This means I can set up the tripod super fast. Even after 4 years of no maintenance and countless trips across Europe, the locks still work perfectly. No scratching when extending the legs, no slipping when locked. When fully extended, the weight balance is great, even with a large full-frame or medium format camera mounted. I can comfortably carry it over my shoulder for miles without an issue. One thing I've noticed over and over is how well the carbon fiber material absorbs vibrations. This is crucial when shooting from a bridge with cars, trucks or trains passing by, or when strong winds are hitting the tripod. The larger leg diameter also plays a huge role in stability. Compared to my Peak Design carbon fiber tripod, which is also premium but much less stable, the difference in vibration control is night and day. When do I use the Gitzo Traveler Series 2? This tripod is my go-to setup when I'm shooting architecture alone, covering a large building from dozens of angles in a single day. For my architectural work, I've optimized a kit over the years that gives me maximum flexibility with minimum weight, and the Traveler Series 2 is an essential part of it. Want to know more what's in my essential moneymaker architecture photography kit? Drop a comment down below. Most of the time I'm right next to the tripod, setting up my shot, adjusting lighting, and moving on within minutes. On a 10 to 15 hour shoot day, the Traveler Series 2 is the perfect balance of stability, size, and weight. When I hike to the highest peaks of the Alps, this tripod is also always with me. Even while climbing on steep rock walls, it's compact enough not to get in my way when I have to press against the rock face. For overnight time lapses on a mountaintop, I stabilize the tripod with a bag filled with rocks or a water bottle, so even strong wind gusts won't knock it over. I also use this tripod for my massive documentary project on Germany's 4th largest city. Every day I walked 15 to 20 kilometers or 9 to 12 miles with my Hasselblad X2D and AK Swiss Pico on this tripod, capturing Dresden from every possible angle. This tripod is lightweight, fast to set up, incredibly stable for its size and built to last. For shoots where I constantly move, this is the tripod I trust. But for long exposure and composite photography, where the camera needs to stay locked in place for extended periods, the Gitzo Systematic Giant comes into play. The Gitzo Systematic Series 5 Giant might just be the tallest tripod with a traditional design on the market. For around 1,400 euro, you get a tripod that extends up to 280 centimeters or 9.2 feet. At 3.6 kilograms or just under 8 pounds, and a folded length of 73 centimeters or 28.7 inches, it's not a small piece of gear, even when collapsed. This tripod is about stability and versatility. With 4 centimeter thick leg sections, it is rock solid and rated to hold camera rigs up to 42 kilograms or 92 pounds. But in reality, I can hang my entire body from it and the G-Lock Ultra leg locks won't budge. The massive plate-style feet provide excellent grip and stability. One of the defining features of the Gitzo Systematic Series is its modular design. I use my Series 5 with a geared center column, which adds an extra kilogram of weight, but allows for precise height adjustments of up to 40 centimeters using a crank mechanism. This fine-tuning works perfectly with my gear tripod head, making millimeter-accurate adjustments seamless. Especially useful for interior photography, where precise framing is essential. Compared to the Traveler series, the Systematic has a much larger base plate, meaning the tripod head sits more securely on top compared to the Traveler series. It also supports additional accessories like half bolts for professional video heads or an adapter for a horizontal center column setup. Personally, I never change my tripod setup during shoots, so I haven't invested in any of these options. There's also a 3/8-inch accessory thread on the side, which is meant to mount things like a magic arm for monitors or lights. However, the lack of a locking mechanism like an ARRI lock means these accessories can loosen over time, making this feature useless for me in practice. I reach for the Gitzo Systematic Giant when I need to ensure my camera stays perfectly still for extended periods. This is crucial for composite photography, where I blend multiple exposures into a final image. For example, when shooting hotel rooms, I take separate exposures for different lighting setups, with and without curtains, different flash positions and varying exposure times, to create a perfectly balanced final shot. In these situations, my camera must not move even a millimeter for over an hour, even while assistants, stylists and clients squeeze past the tripod in tight spaces. For these shoots, I usually have an assistant to help transport my gear. They load the Systematic Giant onto my innovative camera cart, rolling tripods, cameras, flashes and a computer together through a hotel or even across a busy city. Another situation where the Systematic Giant shines is exterior twilight shots. I often shoot hour-long time lapses during the blue hour and pick the best frame from the sequence later at the computer. In these cases, the tripod often stands alone on the sidewalk, while we watch from the other side of the street to make sure it doesn't get stolen while we capture other shots. Even in a crowded urban area, its sheer size and weight make it highly unlikely to get knocked over accidentally. It just stands there like a fortress. One of the biggest advantages of this tripod is its massive height extension. With the center column raised, I can shoot from over 3 meters or 10 feet high, allowing me to photograph over parked cars and get a unique elevated perspective. Of course, this comes with its own challenges, as I then need a ladder to adjust and operate the camera. If you've enjoyed the video so far, I'd really appreciate a like. It helps me create more content like this for you in the future. And if you don't want to miss the next video, make sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot. So, what does the Systematic lack and where does the Traveler win? When I'm shooting alone, I have to be very intentional about the gear I bring. I need to be as productive as possible with the time I have on location. That also means managing my energy so I can keep shooting all day without getting exhausted. For these kinds of shoots, I rely on the Gitzo Traveler Series 2. It's the most stable, tallest and lightest travel tripod I've ever used. Setup and breakdown are super fast, which makes my entire workflow more efficient. That's why I use the Traveler Series 2 for about 70% of my work. It fits my workflow perfectly as a solo architectural photographer who's constantly on the move. What does the Traveler lack and where does the Systematic win? In fast-paced environments with a lot of unpredictable movement, keeping my gear safe is the top priority. If my car is nearby, I don't need to walk long distances, or I have my camera card, then the Systematic Giant is my go-to tripod. Everything about this tripod feels rock solid. Pro tip: if you're leaving your tripod out in public at night, attach a headlamp or reflector to it. This makes it more visible to cars, cyclists and pedestrians and reduces the risk of accidents. We all know the saying, buy cheap, buy twice. Throughout my 15-year career, I've always tried to buy the best gear I could possibly afford. I own a lot of great tripods, but none of them match Gitzo's build quality and handling. Every single day I enjoy working with these tripods. Every time I mount my camera, I know I can fully trust my setup. For once, I have no doubt about whether there's a better option out there. And after years of using them, I'm 100% sure these tripods will be with me for decades. They were an investment in my future and will outlast many cameras and lenses to come. Whether the Traveler or the Systematic is right for you depends entirely on your workflow. If your tripod needs to fit in a backpack or carry-on, the choice is already made, the Traveler Series. And if you're over 180 cm or 6 inches and use your tripod regularly, do your back a favor and go for the Series 2 with the extra height. Investing in your health will always pay off. If you don't carry your tripod yourself or only short distances, and you travel by car, the Systematic Giant is a solid option. This tripod is worth it if you frequently shoot composites and need absolute stability. It's also a great base for large format technical cameras, gimbals or sliders. And of course, if you want to get above the crowd and shoot from way up high, the Systematic Giant is the way to go. I hope my experience with these two incredible tripods gave you some valuable insights and helped with your decision. Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you decide to order one, use the links in the video description. You won't pay more, but it helps support this channel with a small commission. You can find one-on-one online workshops and even photography trips on my website albrechtvoss.com. I also share detailed insights into how I create my photo series there. And if you haven't already, make sure to sign up for my VIP Club newsletter. Every month you'll get new exclusive content and a free wallpaper download. If you enjoyed this video, you might like these ones too. Go check them out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until then, have fun shooting and see you next time.